On to my live chess stream, believe it or not. We're talking bowling in the chat. Just started the stream. Major bowling injury today, though. It's going to affect my chess game. Affecting just about everything. I've had, welcome everybody. I went bowling for the first time in a year today, and I used to go bowling a lot when I was a kid, but now I do it like once or twice a year. And on the very first attempt I tried to bowl a bowling ball, I went at it really hard and I just pulled like a muscle in my neck. Just like, it hurts so bad. I'm literally like in pain all the time since about 2 o'clock this afternoon. So if I seem to have a very strange posture during the stream, I am just trying to massage my neck here. But I'm proud of my result. I bowled a 144, very solid D level, Class D bowling result. But after the neck injury, I thought it was still a solid result. Staying ahead of the kids. Okay, guys, it's Monday. We're playing Blitz and Rapid Chess here, fighting through the neck injury. I just referenced it to Mr. Coffee because he's an amateur bowler, and I thought he would appreciate it. Arsenal fan. We got a little bit of bowling in England, I guess. Not as popular as darts, but less dangerous. Well, maybe not, though. Those darts games can get kind of wild when everyone starts getting drunk, I imagine. A bar fight with darts. Anyway. Alright, guys. You're not terrible. Your best score is 155. Yeah, that's like Class D. Class C. Oh, man. Alright, guys. We're playing Blitz and Rapid Chess. It's Monday. I think I'm going to go to like an acupressure expert or something. If I push just the right spot on my neck, it doesn't hurt for like 5 minutes. I've been recovering for like 2 hours. Okay, so we're playing Blitz and Rapid Chess. 5-3 through 7+3. Welcome to challenge me. You actually was professional for a couple years. And you had a PBA card and everything, but I never did anything big with it. Well, that's awesome, Mr. Coffee. Wow. That is impressive, dude. Mr. Coffee is technically a pro, or was technically a pro bowler. Semi-pro bowler. My best score is like in the low 200. I mean, I've crossed, I've had 200s, but I never got more than like maybe 220 or something like that. What's up, Percy Hepworth? Thanks everybody for subscribing and tuning in. We're going to be playing anything between 5+3 and 7+3. But I'm going to keep my head at a very strange angle because no position is comfortable since my bowling injury. It had to happen on the first ball. Then I had to like bowl the whole game in like excruciating pain. But I toughed it out, basically. Alright. Create a game. We don't have any challenges yet. Pepe is streaming endgames on lichess. Rook and pawn versus rook. Arsenal fan challenging me. Alright. We will not duck this challenge. Yeah, Mr. Coffee's a weak master in bowling. So, where'd you reach your like peak level, Mr. Coffee? And how many beers, typically? Peak performance. No beers, 1 beer, 2 beers, 3 beers, 4 beers. Big Lebowski. Alright, E4. Wow, we got a beating at the hands of Arsenal fan Richie yesterday. Close Sicilian style attack with a piece sacrifice. Rich, I still haven't looked at that game yet. One of the 3 people who beat me in the simul yesterday was this guy. Every Sunday we hold a 25 board simul. C3 against the Pierce. Do not play knight takes e4, kids. It loses a piece to queen a4 check. Look at that. No, we can transpose to the... We transpose to the c3 Sicilian with c5. Now, I still have to check out the game with Arsenal. And I thought I was winning, but he had this rook sacrifice that I didn't really plan on. Next thing I know, I was lost. Multiple sacrifices. So what is this? It's not exactly a Sicilian. It's like a pseudo-Sicilian. Percy Hepworth says, Arsenal has been studying the Anthony Adams book on defense, Will. He's a nut tough. A tough nut to crack. I didn't see a lot of defense coming at me yesterday, Percy Hepworth. Alright. Not how I would characterize what I witnessed yesterday. Very unusual opening yesterday was e4 knight c6 actually, and he played bishop b5, so that was creative, which I played myself and I mentioned on the stream. But now we have the pseudo c3 Sicilian. Don't drink while you bowl. A true professional. Same should go for poker players. Alright, d3. We transpose to... No, let's just play b6. I just want to put pressure on his center so he can't play d4. It's almost like we're saving money and saving time without... We don't need any c5. We'll just play the hyper Sicilian. Anthony is an expert on counterattacking. Who's Anthony? Anthony Adams? Yeah, but I still didn't see counterattacking. I just saw direct attacking. Oh man, my neck hurts. Alright. A4. A bowler's physique. What is a bowler's physique? That implies like a beer gut, right? Masturbate, what's up? Guys, no other challenges. Bob seems to have an obsession with dad bods. I'm not going to continue this conversation. Knight on BD7. Rufus and Doofus donated 1 bit to take second place in the bit contest for the week. Text-to-speech is spotty. Yeah, Mr. Coffee's actually using text-to-speech. I don't know if Bob realized that. So, under that... With that in mind, it's actually turning into a King's Indian attack. This is bizarre. Somehow Arsenal fan has turned it into an old Indian. It's actually old Indian attack. The old Indian attack. The old Indians attack. Infinite Flash Chess lurking. Chess lovers here. Thanks in advance. I saw some sort of donation from Merle Dixon, but I haven't seen him in the stream, actually. He must have made the stream donation earlier. Okay, so bishop e4. Not a big fan of g5 myself. Being that there's no knight to b5 here, queen e8 is appropriate. No, I never. My chess coach was many people. It was the Hard Knocks school of chess coaching. I basically accumulated knowledge by getting beat up by a lot of strong players over the course of many years. And I never had anyone coach me until I was already a FIDE master. Never really had a formal coach in the sense of, I mean, in that sense, like a formal coach at all, but okay. Next. It's just like a Petrosian versus Petrosian. Petrosian versus Petrosian. King's Indian attack versus Old Indian attack. The Roman. Well, Roman was a mentor at one point, but he never was really a chess coach in a coach sense, you know. He was never trained to be a coach. He didn't really act like a coach. He didn't coach in a coachy way. You just kind of hung out with him, and he just shared some ideas. You hung out with him and played consultation blitz. They're like, hey, Roman, don't hang your queen. So I had a bowling injury today, guys. Very serious neck strain. I think I'm going to go find an ambulance chaser lawyer and sue the bowling alley. My first ball that I bowled was just devastating. Bone-crushing pain in my neck. And I still managed to eke out a 144. Very solid result. Play through the pain. What exactly is happening? Pickles. Mr. Pickles. Now you're scaring me. I think I had one of these Mr. Pickles books. Yeah, I have hip pain I never had. Sudden neck strain. But I mean, any kind of physical exercise, I mean, to do it without stretching is basically like asking for trouble. I mean, even professional athletes are constantly straining their muscles, and they're like out for a month because they have a strain in one of their quads, or I mean, you know, follow professional sports and it's like ridiculous. I mean, you don't have to be like out of shape over 40 to have some kind of like muscle strain. Mr. Pickles is the man who walks the crooked mile. Mr. Pickles was like a children's book or something. All right, King H2. It's getting too confusing for me. Mickers. Oh, Mickers. Mr. Pickles the dog. I'm not thinking of Clifford the dog. You're just not old enough to know what I'm talking about, probably. Alright, here we go. Not ancient enough. No, I think I'm thinking of something else, actually. There was a book. Some kind of children's book, though. H4. We've got the F4 square. F4 implant. How serious is that for my opponent? That weakness on F4. I think now we're seeing the defense, the school of defense that Percy Epworth was talking about. The last move were the passive school of defense, but not so bad, actually. It's hard to open this up. Look at that. All right. Systematically. Gotta go for him. Open it up. The hell's going on? Masturbate turned 52. Older generation. Golden rule, don't trade queens against me. Close. I'm almost as old as Asterbate. 39. You guys know that already. Rufus Doofus was June 5th as well. And the chess streamer, KB Khan. Arsenal fan Richie specializing in chaos. First thing we need around here is a pass pawn. Pressure on the F2. Does rook e3 win? Is that enough passed pawns? No, I did that. Why did I do that? Alright, now you have to win it the hard way. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. So stupid. Mr. Sladgie seems like a nice guy. Giving away pawns here. Only prolong the torture. Uh-oh. He's masochistic. He likes to be tortured. Let's see. All right, let's just improve the king. King improvement. Now we can attack that pawn. Interference. All right, that was a long game. How long did that take? We started at 5:37 or something. Was that a 20-minute 7+3 game? Damn, dude. Incredibly long game. Let's get some more challenges. 5+3, save a dog. Can I cut in line for my game? We need an excuse from the doctor, Bob. A valid excuse from the doctor I will accept to cut in line. Or a bit donation. I can't believe I had it won and I played the E-pawn too quickly. Kick a cat. That's funny. It should be save a cat, kick a dog. Alright. You must have some money to take your girl out to dinner. Just cut me in. Cut me in a slice. Just don't buy her dessert. Alright. Get in line, man. Bob. Get in line. Challenge me. Jim is here. Most of the crew is here. I can't remember the position exactly yesterday, Arsenal fan, but I do want to go back later after the stream at some point and take a look at that. See how I was tactically bamboozled by you. Yours truly is in excruciating pain from a bowling injury. Oh. I like pulled a muscle in my neck and it's just devastating. Somewhere around the house we have this like old neck brace and I think I might have to use it. It just to keep my head in position till it gets better. Ow. There is no comfortable position. It's this pain in the back or left side of my neck. And usually if you have like a muscle strain or something, there's some position you can be in that doesn't hurt, but it's like every single possible position is painful at the moment. Maybe the alcohol, this beer will help. I'd have to have a 2-beer. We might have to have a 2, yeah, icy hot. Good idea. I think I got some Vicks Vapo Rub. Well, I pre-moved d6 by accident. That's always good. Because the main move is bishop takes c3 check. Well, that's really weird. I heard bowling is good for chess. The strategy is very closely related. I don't want to end up like the owner of the New England Patriots, Robert Kraft or something. Getting arrested, Bob. Rather stay out of I don't have $1 billion to like bail myself out. Yeah, my surveillance video. Chess Poems is rating with a party of 6. Percy Epworth, that's enough. You're getting close. You're getting close to a timeout. Wow. Okay, G3. I mean, normally I would have taken last move and then played like probably Queen A5. I mean, I think this would just make his c-pawn weaker, wouldn't it? The fact that he's played G3. My favorite user keeps dissing me. So don't forget, guys, to give him the password tomorrow. I better send a message to Morwa, because he was my... I felt sorry for him. He probably was the one who did it. But let's try not to focus on it too much there. Poor Jim is... Jim and Morales are more upset about it than me. I'm trying to stop being so stressed out about the trolls. Okay, so bishop f5. I guess knight f6 first, A. I think Thunder Mullet can be trusted. I'm not sure. You guys think? Or do you think Thunder Mullet is like an undercover operative for the dark side? I feel like there's a tactic here for black, but I have yet to find it. Man. Spider senses are tingling. Bishop f5. Obviously, he has only e4. Yeah, I agree. I agree with Bob. No troll could have a name as cool as Thunder Mullet. Yeah. Exactly. Oh. I actually had to think about it. Bishop f5. There's also knight e5. What is knight e5, by the way? Like, knight e5, queen d4. Bishop e6. Well, then he's taking on b7. Bishop f5, e4. queen e5. This is a crazy variation. Okay, that's cool, Infinite Flash Chess. I appreciate adding a 2 minutes follower mode. I feel like there's a tactic here, but it doesn't appear. Alright, dude. What is that guy talking about? Relevant. I'm just going to time him out for making irrelevant, strange comments. Bishop e4. Bishop f5, e4, bishop e4, bishop e4, queen e5. How about bishop f5, e4, knight e4? Bishop e4, queen e5. Just nothing works. I gotta just stop trying to find a forced win in this position. It just doesn't exist. I still don't understand how Save Dog is 1700. He's even better now. He's 1400 in Blitz. 1485 in Blitz, dude. What? Save Dog, how could you play the way you do and be 1400 in Blitz? Oh my god, dude. Whatever. Oh. I just couldn't find anything. Could not find it. Maybe it's about equal now. Bishop h3 suggested by Infinite Flash Chess, right? But he just castles. So, nothing clear. Maybe, yeah. Problem is I have a 2.5 minute time disadvantage. Other than that, I'm doing great, I guess. Well, just because you cheat online doesn't mean that you cheat over the board, too. Online doesn't count. It's like torturing insects, leading to killing people. Okay, it's kind of an extreme analogy, I know, but... Of course, Arsenal, I think that most people agree with you, including myself. Cheating at all is despicable. In any way. I mean, that's the way that most people are raised. Bishop f4. Oh, no. This is a guy who's 1485 in Blitz. It's like, what? If e5, queen d6, right? Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I... e5, queen d6, queen c3 check, bishop d2. Everything's protected. Oh, I have that? I had e5, queen d6, queen c3 check, bishop d2, queen c2. Oh, then queen f6. The beat goes on. And as Infinite Flash Chess points out, even queen e3. It's like a do not panic, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe type position. Just do not panic. Well, yeah, I mean, if he sucked at Blitz, that would be understandable, but he built up like a 4-minute time advantage against me here in kind of a tough game. I mean, that doesn't seem like consistent. All right. It's an ongoing thing with Save a Dog. I don't understand why his ratings are so low. Bob Sack is up. He has an important date, so we don't want to keep him. Welcome everybody. The subscribers have first dibs on challenges. So Bob Sacamano's up. Then we've got no more subscribers. I'll take Pi Day. Okay, Bob. You're up, man. Bishop c4. Man, I mean, these games are taking forever. I might have to start, like, just insisting on 5+3. I've only played 2 games, and it's literally taken, like, 40 minutes or something. All right. I would understand if you sucked at Blitz and you were like slow and you lost. But when you're like 3 minutes ahead on the clock. Bob playing like Bobby Fischer. This is a mistake. We've been through this before. The best move here is d6 for black. So I've seen even International Master play this line for black. Sort of unbelievably. What was that? Is that a bike outside? Damn, dude. Very loud bike. E6. We gotta go with D5. The chirping bird is looking for its mate again today. Family members criticize me for bird hating. Bob, don't move too fast on your date. Look at these dark square weaknesses. No, not that kind of bike, Astrobate. Like a motorbike. Motorcycle. Bishop e3. Damn, dude, you got weaknesses everywhere in this position. That's terrible. Okay, queen e7 might be a good move, a good try. Try to stay alive. Be the Bob. Maybe bishop e3 there? Was that a major error? So I thought we'd just try to kill him quickly with this open king like it's a Petrov. Yeah. Not too exciting, but the long term here doesn't look so promising for black. Good to see Antonio. We managed to hold on in a very interesting game against Antonio yesterday. The other one of the simul games where I probably should have lost, or definitely should have lost. Bishop a3, d6 sort of hangs on temporarily. There's also bishop h6, which is a far more obvious try. Bishop h6 looks kind of nasty. You're not going anywhere, Bob. You're not happy with the game? Everything is winning. Everything is awesome. Bob's too focused on his date. The opening you were lost. Well, that's what I said, man. You were playing really fast in the opening yesterday, Antonio, in that advanced Caro-Kann, but I didn't understand why you're playing so fast. All right, Bob. Try to be a little more conservative, not moving so fast during your date tonight. Paide, Hiroku, and Thunder Mullet. These players are non-subscribers. Alright, 5+3. Moves a little faster than the old 7+3. Bob, bishop takes c3 check. Seriously risky move. Don't want to do that. You need that dark square bishop because you've played e6, g6. Too many weaknesses. Yeah, that's like good game after you like knocked someone out of a poker tournament. Don't patronize them. Don't say good game when it wasn't a good game. Right? Just for the sake of saying good game. Sorry, man. Good game. Play a Larson. Just for the sake of it. Maybe for sake it would be better. Never had sake, actually. Oh man, my phone's restarting every night at the same time. What's up with that? Some weird setting? Bob did not do the best he could. I disagree. Alright. I like my dark skirted bishop, unlike Bob. I have more love for this piece. F4 is kind of risky. Let's just be Kramnik. Kramnik style. G6, knight f3, bishop g7, g3. We're into my preparation. My very, very unsystematic, shallow, Kramnik influenced preparation against the King's Indian. This, however, is something different. Okay, it's a 5-3. Yeah, who plays that crap? That's funny you say that, Jim. Today my son, who's like 8 years old, he came to me complain. He was like, my daughter said a bad word. my son is like a fink. He's like, he tells on everybody. So my daughter said crap, and my son was like, you said a bad word. All right. But I'm not too strict about crap. Not a serious offense. My dad said crap all the time. Don't even consider that like a bad word. The old school. Okay, what are we doing here? I guess it's something you don't use at Buckingham Palace, generally. That might be an issue for Donald Trump and the Queen, you know, but not an issue for my stream or my family. Yeah, the snitch. He's going through the snitch stage. All right. It just sounds like one of those things that wouldn't go over well. C5. What do we do with that? Check for the sake of checking. The check is in the mail. Actually, we just started all this joking because Jim, who plays B3 all the time, made the joke, you know, who plays that crap, B3? So I didn't explain what I was really referencing in the first place. Knight E5. I feel like I'm losing too much time with this move. Did Larson also do something with B4 and F4? B4 and F4, that sounds gross. Really gross. Ugh, it's like the Clarendon Court Alright, we're playing Nimzovichian chess now. Whole process a bit time consuming. Well, obviously structurally we're good, but this bishop is kind of annoying, and there's the d file. So I'm trying to contend against these various dynamic factors. Also, my knight in e5 is kind of vulnerable. How do we meet all of these things? Bring the knight back? Feels passive, but okay. My structure is so good, I could probably like jettison a pawn and still be fine. Now rook d8. Didn't play it. That was very possibly an important moment to try it, though maybe it doesn't matter. All right. Queen c1. So what's going on here? Queen d7. Castles. h3. Queen b2. If I castle, what's wrong with that? Nothing really. A5 is a totally playable response to b3, I agree. I've played it many times. So Antonio like queen b2 and castles queenside. Interesting. I hadn't really fully taken stock in the idea of castling queenside, but it does look quite reasonable. I think he should probably follow up with something like queen b2, bishop h6, and just sacrifice a pawn. All of you guys are tough competitors. I want to thank Merle Dixon and Rufus and Doofus starting off with the donations for this week. Thank them for starting off the donations for this week. Now, if I play rook d1, I'm like kind of pinned myself. You know, I need to play like rook ae1. There's nothing really happening on the d file at the end of the day. Oh, I just missed a fork now. Ow, 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 my neck hurts. Ow. Okay, e4. Okay, we're fully Nimzovich mode now. D file. This is the best move. Absolutely. It's a brilliancy. I believe. Jim donated 300 because I played B3, I guess. What am I doing? I guess I'm getting blitzed. What? Oh no. He saw all that? I guess he's seen all this in advance, right? Interesting. Wow, pretty strong player. Okay, good game. After what? I could have taken the rook? Oh my god. I was so focused on playing like knight b6 I didn't even see. Terrible. It's a neck injury. Oh man. I was kind of just pissed that I let the whole position get out of control in the first place. That's bad form. I mean, you really need to just, I guess, adapt to where you are at the moment. I mean, I was sort of tilted that I had screwed up what I consider to be like a strategically winning position. Very, very slightly tilted. And angry with myself that I had let him have any chances at all in that position. Zoltan. Zoltan who is the question. This guy's 1500. I feel like I had this game with the same player already. Systematically trying to change all the pieces. I think we had a very similar game with the same opponent. Thanks to Jim for donating 300. Merle, who I haven't seen. He donated secretly 101. Rufus and Doofus with 1. Thanks to all you guys for subscribing. Systematic trade of everything. Professional trader. Why did you say that, Asterbait? That I played like Zoltan? Did you play the same line as me? It seems like a reasonable way for black to play. Zoli's one of those players who, you know, we have a hard time. He has a hard time understanding my style because he's basically very strategic. He thinks that I'm a tricky tactical player. You know. Now he doesn't want to trade. Weird. It's all about perception, right? Where did I see this recently? Oh, Yermolinsky had commentated on the Tal, the 1960 Tal Botvinnik World Championship. And Yermo, who's very opinionated, but oftentimes right about stuff, he wrote that people categorize those guys too broadly, you know. Always saying that Tal is tactical and Botvinnik is the strategic player. You can't just lump people into categories, you know. At different times people play differently. Tal could play different styles. Wasn't always completely tactical. And he was also very strong in in-game strategy. The first game of the World Championship match in 1960, Tal was like, played the whole game with like 11 cent upon loss. Here's another guy. I don't know how he's 1500. Very, very solid player. Alright. Knight e4. He has 2 knights on it. I was actually thinking of knight d5 last move, but I... Okay, this is the first crazy move that White's made. The first patently bad move. At first he acted like he did want to trade everything. Then he like completely changed styles when he avoided the exchange of queens. It was kind of weird. Like, why do you play queen f3? Well, he realized there was a huge weakness at d3. Okay, I can still play... I guess this is a blunder if I play that. What is going on? He's just gonna trade everything. There you go. Botvinnik is underrated? What? He's like one of the most acclaimed chess players of all time. I wouldn't cringe. I know other people might cringe if you made that claim. I don't think anybody considers Botvinnik to be underrated, though. I'm a huge fan of Botvinnik. He was like Kasparov's teacher. I mean, look at this. What is going on? Again, I mean, I don't know, 1500, okay. A lot of strong 1500s around here. He is 0-8 against me. B5 question mark? Like the most what? How dare I play like the classic? What are we talking about? B5? D4, D6, knight f3, G6, G3, B5. D4, D6, knight f3, G6, G3. Why not? He's calculating deeply. Knight takes b5 now. Knight takes b5. Rook c1. Rook c1. Nope, that's it. No, you really did it. Just flat out lost a piece. I mean, he was hanging in there. Even with the crazy overextending g4. Apparently I'm just only slightly better. For g4. If he doesn't play g4, I mean his position is completely normal. g4 was crazy. Okay, Dragon B, Morales, and then Thunder Mullet, who's a non-subscriber. The Russian School of Chess. I guess the Russian School of Chess started with like... It started with Chigorin, essentially. Players like Petrov and Chigorin. You're talking about the Soviet school of chess, I guess. If you go to Botvinnik. All right. We'll have to ask Nefedov, someone who was raised in the former Soviet Union, for more information about the definition of the Russian versus the Soviet school of chess. E4, C5. Botvinnik not well prepared for Tal in 1960, though. Like, oh, I'm not going to play the French. Whoops. Bad idea. The winner was out the window after one game. Now it's Caro-Kann time. Botvinnik had to turn to the Caro-Kann to try to hold against Tal. I don't think the winner suited Botvinnik that well, actually. Maybe the French in general. I don't know. I liked when Botvinnik played the black side of the Sicilian, honestly. I thought he was really at home playing this classical Sicilian. Probably he's one of the reasons why I played the classical Sicilian myself. The so-called classical Sicilian. Kind of a modern terminology for something that's sort of arbitrary name. This is the setup based on this position here. Modern terminology for this move order for black. But again, arbitrary naming, I think. When I grew up and we walked both ways to school, nobody said this was called the classical Sicilian, as far as I know. That's some terminology that was invented in like the 90s. But it kind of needed a name, because you've got the Najdorf, you've got the dragon. Everything needs a name. Dragon B yesterday also... Was it you who played knight takes c6 against me? Or was that was Stu? So you can even play... I've even played knight takes e3 here. Knight takes e3, knight takes d8, knight takes d1. That's about equal. But this is considered to be best. Just recapturing. Chris Irian says, ooh, don't play knight takes c6 in the Sicilian. For the most part, that's a good fundamental rule. There are some exceptions. It's a good general rule, though, Arsenal fan. I mean, he's right to tell people that. This is one of the cases where it's bad for white. In fact, I've had, I think, the same exact position against someone. And one of my students had like the same exact position against someone. Or almost the same exact position. That was probably a g6, though. Slightly different position with like bishop e2 and g6 in. b5. I had almost the same game with Dragon B before. e6 is fine, b5 is fine, b5 and e6 is fine. It's beyond pleasant. It's extremely good for black. But we'll take pleasant. It's not a bad adjective. What I don't really want to do is trade bishops. I'm not certain that this is the best move by any means. Also not certain which way I should recapture here. Not concerned about my king's safety. I mean, you should always be concerned about your king's safety in general. But I've got such good pawn coverage here. And my king is really kind of destined for the c7 square, where it can be influential in the endgame, but at the same time not overly exposed to attack. Suk is playing this very classically, you might say. I didn't really want to play bishop e6. I could have played that last move. But it's not the greatest square for my bishop. I'm going to end up having to move it again later, more than likely. I called him Stuk because I had the similar game of Stuk yesterday, but Dragon B. Get out of the pin. I don't want to trade. I don't really want to trade any pieces here. Maybe a set of rooks would be all right. One set of rooks. I'm basically up. I'm up a king in the middle game. Dragon B for Dragon Ball. That might be the case. No, his name is Dragon. What is Dragon Ball? E2 is like the best move for white. That was the only move I was really worried about. B5. Start seeing possible sacrifices. Oh, anime. He's playing like a genius here. I mean, considering the horrible inaccuracy he played in the opening earlier, he's played literally the best follow-up he could possibly come up with the series of the next moves. And now it could get really sharp. Nimzovich Jr., we're going to start calling him. Better king, 2 bishops, central pawns, and white's still hard to crack. Yep. Critical move. C5, knight b5 check. Takes, c4. Man, that looks totally lame. Bishop b4. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna have to take on c4, it looks like. And just play. Just play. Take on c4, guard my f7 pawn. Jeez. This is totally lame. He's played this tremendously. Well, it's kind of a cheapo there. But it's probably a good cheapo because it forces my king out of position. Reserve for the arrogance of d5. Arrogance or brilliance? I'm telling you, there's a lot of super strong 1500s around here, dude. I mean, in my stream. A lot of super strong 1500s are very common. Not the average 1500 you see, you know, in a random tournament on lichess, because a lot of these guys have been kind of almost studying with my stream. B5. Am I chasing him back to well, actually he can't just drop the a pawn, so he almost has to play bishop b3 unless he does knight b5. Knight b5, a b5, sorry, c b5, bishop d5 check, king b6, bishop a8, rook a8, and I like lose. Oh man, he didn't play it. I think that actually works. Knight b5, cb5, bishop d5, check. Maybe I could play something crazy like king a8, a7, bishop. That's not going to work. Yeah, bishop takes a8, king a8. Rook d1, bishop f4. There might be some miraculous way I can keep the two bishops for a rook, but I'm probably still not even doing very well. Yeah, he's played a great game. Despite the bad opening. Here again, I have good king for the endgame, but white just continuously... Okay, g4, kind of a weak move. Kind of like the other player we just beat. He plays a great game, then randomly plays g4. g4 is the favorite random move of people, apparently. Rook e4 was interesting. I mean, it allows f5. That looks kind of dangerous. He's basically playing like Nimzovich, as I said earlier. The two bishops are starting to look good. Damn, dude. It's like putting my bishop in Zugzwang or something. What is going on around here? 1500. Is with the 1500 thing. What happened? He had a move? I didn't see anything clear there. It was a really good fight. Alright, good fight. Very good fight. Check my hate mail later. Morales is up next, and then Thunder Mullet. Great game. Very tough fight. A little bit of Nimzovich there. Despite the opening handicap, as Arsenal fan put it, my d5 was a kind of arrogant move. I mean, but I felt that it was somewhat justified. Dragon BC with a big donation, 500 bits, taking the bit lead. No, that was a great game. Exciting and fun. And I think you're hanging in there. And Chris says, I thought King D8 was a critical move. That was my conception. I'm obviously not going to play D5 unless I foresee the possibility to do that. All right, I'm interested in a theoretical battle here. Morales yesterday and I had the same line. And he was unhappy with the way he played, so he's probably gone home and checked this. Well, I was behind in development in classical sense, Arsenal fan. But I mean, you know, in some sense, like, my bishops are developed from the original squares. Now he's switching variations. Uh-oh. Okay, he totally switched variations on me. Yesterday he played G4. That sucks. I thought we were gonna, like, repeat the same line from yesterday. No, I think it was that game was a good kind of discussion point for, you know, when is it an end game, by the way? When is it safe, you know, at what point is it safe to leave your king in the center, Arsenal fan? Yeah, I lost in 1990 or 1989 probably against Alexander Shabalov, who was one of Shirov's best friends, obviously. In this line. Now H4. Yeah, I said 1989. I guess that's why my neck hurts from bowling. Ow. Okay, H4. Not familiar with this move. Even Fuchsia, who's done a survey on the Caro-Kann, a study, we should call it. Juicebox, welcome from Asia. But it kind of makes sense. There's got to be something wrong with it, right? Or else everybody would play H4. Okay, C5 looks a bit early. G4 is threatened. If I play H5, then they go after the pawn directly. Alright, I guess, you know, my argument is that I've got a good retreat square now on H7. Survey, like new in chess. Survey says 56. Get a little chess family feud going. Family Feud sort of degenerated. All they talk about is sex. It's not really family anymore. It's not really family oriented. Modern day Family Feud wouldn't have flown in my childhood days. H4, H6. What are we gonna do? We're gonna get the bishop back to H7 in one go. So he's got this all prepared. This is home style cooking from Morales. Some schools of thought might argue for H5. H5 while you still have the chance. Kind of looks like a reasonable line for white though. I mean, H5 opening the position while I'm behind development. Yes, it is Caro-Kann. So C5 right away. Almost reminds you of another line. Must attack center. Knight C6, DC, D4 wins a piece. But it gives him time to organize. So should we play CD? or not. Or even c4. We could go Saruman style here. Yaz like to play queenside pawn storms sometimes. Feels like the best thing to do is realize that Mule Skinner, I want to call him. Morales is bluffing, as usual. He's bluffing a lot. Yeah, there's a famous match between Timon and Saruman, I think, where he had some great games. Was it Nan and Saruman or Timon and Saruman? I don't remember. But yeah, Yasser was the master of this for black. I couldn't quite emulate that. My early Shabalov game. I made some kind of terrible error against Shabalov. It was a rapid game, like game 30. I was only like a 2100, and he was like 24 something. Probably underrated. Armed with... I wonder who started this whole advanced variation in the Shirov school anyway. Where did Shirov get it from? Tal played the advanced variation, right? So they must have got it from Tal, because Tal was famous for playing the game with g4. Tal famously played a very early g4 game, and the variation was always considered to be kind of dubious. But those Latvian guys must have worked it out, you know, over time. Fuchsia says that Shirov got it from Vanderweel, but I still think there's a Tal connection. Yeah, I mean c4 is really, really tempting here. Or else just like castled into the jaws of... This is not the jaws of life. These are the jaws of death. The mother of all pawn storms. Even Anish Giri would go for this. I don't think you even need to defend b5. I think you just send it out there. Okay, line them up. It's like it's a little like Plants vs. Zombies, you know, like the bowling segment of Plants vs. Zombies. I'm in a bowling mood today since I went bowling for the first time in a year, but despite the neck injury, I still had fun. Plants vs. Zombies bowling segment. Laughing at my own jokes is not cool, I know. But that's a wickedly strong looking attack for black. But nevertheless, we have other ways to deal with people like you. I mean, just queen a5 is probably strong. I've got to like queue up the Plants vs. Zombies music in a position like this. It would be awesome if I could get those like animations of the walnuts rolling down the board. Actually, Plants vs. Zombies chess. I've discussed this 2 years ago, at least, on the stream. How cool Plants vs. Zombies chess would be. I'm sure they have it already. It is mate. It is almost mate. Almost is not mate. We just need a rook lift somewhere. It's like a King's Indian on the other side. Fanatic Chess is hosting. Thank you, sir, for the host. The hostess with the mostess. Threatening nothing, but everything. Quick and painless. Painlessly quick. I should have been a surgeon. Oh, man. All right. So it's C3, is it? Still no insta-win. Dude. Alright, I have a plan. Knight check, and then rook b8. You will not get away with this any longer. Enough of this. I will not tolerate this insolence. You may not resist. Resistance is futile. Caro Khan. Classic attacking opening. Alright, good game. For me. Oops, I clicked on my hate mail. Alright, Thunder Mullet is up next. 5+3. William, well played. William. George Alexopoulos. I wonder if George is still alive. I wonder if he even plays chess. If he's still alive. He was very heavy. Alright. Jim, thank you. 300 bits. It was a Tartakoverism win. Wow. I've never been complimented like that before. Don't say that, it was terrible. Castle's queenside was slightly dangerous. Alright. Castle's queenside, not the best idea there. Maybe there's still a better way to play it though, even after Castle queenside. It was Saruwanism. Oh, there is a Plants vs. Zombie chess variation. You Googled it. It's called Brain Chess. I just want to get the animation of the walnuts rolling down the board when I do a Pawn Storm and put it on the stream. With the music, you know. I'll get nailed for copyright and they'll take the audio and out of my stream, I guess. Okay, Thunder Mullet. Playing through my bowling injury. We have a strained neck muscle. Pain all the time. Thunder Mullet is 1400. I need another beer for the pain. Okay, so B5 is main line. It's the right position. Every time I play this, I'm like questioning myself, my own memory. I guess I played the move order wrong, right? Or I'm supposed to do bishop B3. He's supposed to do what? B5. He did it right. B5? No, he didn't play B5. So we just got into a classical now. This is a Fischer-Sozin. Yeah, Thunderbolt's used 4 seconds. He's played 10 moves of Fischer-Sozin in 5 seconds. It takes me a little while to remember. This is like probably a rare move. Maybe it's just a bad move. Maybe I'm confusing it with something else in the Skaveningen. Please start playing like a 1400 Thunder Mullet. Looks like good for white, I guess. so's in bishop. Tempting to play bishop d5 here and go for material. Something artificial about that move, to say the least. Of course I can play knight to d5. The question is, could he play d5 now? If that works, I'm screwed. I was trying to be fancy. But now he doesn't have it anymore. Criticizing all my opponents lately for playing g4, but I think I'm justified here. He missed his d5. And I was just being Mr. Fancy with queen e2. Now it's probably just very good for white. Who do I know that plays the Najdorf? That's around 1400 on lichess. He just dropped a piece. It's a sacrifice. To inflict tripled pawns on the unsuspecting opponent. No, he just didn't count on me with the in-between move. John, what's up? I've got 40 minutes left, guys. So we've got time for a couple more games. Maybe like 3. I would say 3 more games at least. John is the challenger for the next game. No, Thunder Mullet missed his d5 moment, and I think he might have even been better. Like I think it might have been seriously problematic for me. In fact, I didn't see a good move at all, to be perfectly honest. So I totally upped screwed. Bishop d4. The monster knight? No, he's never going to be safe here. He can't play his king to h8. He's going to have to put the king on h7. I actually have to be a little bit careful now. h6 only move. I don't have a rook lift. He had to play h6 there objectively. How's he going to defend? Queen g4 check, queen h4. He can't defend f6 properly. Now, h6 was the only move. To put the king on a white square. He might have put up a bit of resistance there. This mullet is toast. d5 is the critical square in the Najdorf, in all Sicilians, but particularly the Najdorf. Yeah, but I did not play that right. I want to look before we start the next game. Just finish eating some dinner. Don't talk about the D word. I try not to eat before the stream because I don't play well on a full stomach. No, I'm not that hungry. I'm good. Sometimes when I'm starving, like I wish people wouldn't talk about food, but tonight it's alright. I had a bowling injury. Very bad neck pain. Life is tough. My neck makes this like, yeah. Oh, you didn't hear me tell this story? I went bowling for the first time in a year today, this afternoon, and I was feeling fine. And I went to just, I didn't, even think, it's not like you're like playing baseball or something, you're not like, oh, I'm going to do my warm-ups now for bowling. You just kind of do it, And I just went into my thing and rolled the ball, and I all of a sudden pulled a muscle in my neck, and it's brutal, dude. I can't find a position that doesn't hurt. And even through the like neck muscle pull, I managed a 144, which isn't good, but it's not bad for someone who plays once a year, I guess. Mr. Coffee was here earlier. Apparently Mr. Coffee was actually, he got his PBA card and everything. He was a licensed professional bowler at one point. Anyway, guys. Okay, John Koss is up 5+3. How many pounds is the ball? I was playing with a 13-pound ball. I don't know what the average is for like pro players. Probably slightly heavier. Mr. Coffee says it's respectable. I think it's a little on the light side for a pro player, probably. They're probably doing like 14, 15. Acerbate did the kids' birthday party 2-hand roll style. Has Mr. Coffee bowled a 300? The bigger the balls, the better. Okay, so Nimzo Indian with Bishop D2. This is a very unusual move played by Capablanca, Aliekin, and Julio Granda Zuniga. There's nothing really you can do to refute Bishop D2. It's just kind of a move. So Mr. Coffee has 2 300 games. Nice job. I was like, when I was a little kid, I would go to the bowling alley and you would see those like trophies or like plaques about the other players at the bowling alley who like got 300 games and stuff. Mr. Coffee, do you have like your name engraved at a bowling alley somewhere for your 300 games? All right, do we go for that bishop? We just play it like real boring style here. If I play bishop e7, he can maybe play f3. This is like the safe way to play the position. So Capablanca played the Nimzo Indian before Nimzovich could put his name on it. That may be very true. But Capablanca played this with white. Aliekin did too, the bishop d2 move. It doesn't have a name, does it? They stopped doing the 300s, are too common nowadays. Yeah. Everyone's using computers to cheat in bowling. Stupid joke. I laugh at the stupidest jokes I make up. Sorry. Alright. We're out of here. It's basically a same-ish variation now. You only get one award for your first 300 anymore. That's like your master title when you get a 300. But I bet people totally cheat, like in marathons. You know, like the marathon cheaters? It has to be certified, like in an official, with an electronic score machine, or like in an official tournament. How does it work? It's like a GM norm. I was thinking today, when was the heyday for bowling, like the 60s? I would guess like the 60s, probably. I mean, in America, it caught on probably a little later in other parts of the world, but I was thinking like the 50s and 60s, right? Wouldn't you say? H4. Oh my god, Panda. Wow. That's an awesome move, dude. Big Lebowski would be proud of that move. That was the next part. That's Pandemonium. That's the next part of my bowling spiel. It was going to be like bowling was popular in the 50s and 60s, but probably went through a minor resurgence when the Big Lebowski came out. My mom had like bowling trophies from Women's League. I come from a bowling family. They weren't that good though. Just amateurs. They like drinking socially. They just bowled to drink. Excuse to go to the bowling alley and drink with your friends. It's so sick. Like I went to the bowling alley today, and it says like you're not even allowed to like have drinks at the score area. That's just so not 50s and 60s. When it was cool to have like mixed drinks while you bowl and stuff like that. All right. E4. John Koss leaving his king in the center in a semi-closed position, but still could be dangerous. I'm thinking. Spills are too common. You can't have little kids spilling like orange soda on the computer. Scorekeeper. Beer is the main problem. See, if we all drank martinis and were more civilized, it really wouldn't be an issue. It would simply... The martini, like the alcohol, would simply clean the machine. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just having fun. John Koss, not too subtle here. Acerbate style. H4, Acerbate appreciates this. He's in the house. So we're going to have to just watch this H7 square while getting some counterattack going. But ultimately, like, we're going to be fully developed in a minute. And he's got all of his guys at home, except for that Brave Knight on G5. You can still buy a 30 rack at most golf courses and rent a golf cart. Yeah, golf courses are great for drinking, I guess. I never really got into golf, despite the fact that I own a house directly between two golf courses. Does anybody want to buy a house directly between two golf courses? I'll give you $1,000 discount. Okay, very generous. Anyone from the stream wants to buy my house, I'll give you $1,000 off. You have to be a golf fan to live here. The problem with golfing in the Northeast is that you can only golf like 4 months out of the year or something. I love it how they have like golf courses in Maine. I'm going to do stand-up comedy. I think that's my next thing. Golf courses in Maine where you can golf like 2 months out of the year. Great. Hey, honey, the golf course is open. It's closed again already. All right. I actually don't live right directly next to the golf course. But there are some houses who border the golf course, right? And I guess they have to have like special insurance or something. I don't know. Yeah, I like miniature golf too. My kids have been really grumpy. They're like super competitive, and whoever's losing is like in this really pissy mood. Kind of takes the fun out of it. Oh, I was telling in the stream like last week, I had my best ever. It's still here. My best ever mini golf score. I got 1 under par. 43 was a par 44 mini golf, and I scored a 43. My first, I believe this is the first time in my life I've ever gotten under par in mini golf. And we'll just keep it simple and trade queens here. There's no reward for being a macho in chess. Just win the game. Yeah, golf is an expensive game. John Cost, thank you for the game. Inspired attack, but you're just lagging too much in development to go with knight g5 and h4 in that position. Okay, guys, we've got 30 minutes left, so time for like 25 minutes left. We've got time for 2 more games at least. Golf is kind of a rich man's sport. We got the house here, but no one in my family seriously plays golf, which is kind of weird. I don't know why my mom decided to buy this house. All right. Anyway, I should have been more involved, but I wasn't. Let's go. Let's get some more challenges. Play, learn. Let's play. So I'm into chess. You know, if you guys want to check out my Tinder profile, I'm into chess, mini golf, bowling, poker, obviously. The girls really love that, you know. When you go out and meet someone, they're like, "What do you do?" "Oh, I play games." The windmill. I haven't seen a good windmill in a while. Acerbate. All the golf courses are, the mini golf courses are kind of cheap nowadays. They just, like, around here, they have like cheap ones. They're not like the motion ones, and they just, yeah. You need a good old school windmill golf hole. Those are classic. The windmill. Acerbate also struggles with tic-tac-toe. Okay, guys, let's go. Well, Fuchsia played mini golf once. The hangover next day taught me not to try this again, ever. Still trying to work out the connection. Do you drink and play mini golf? Very dangerous. Oh, do I play backgammon? I'm like a total beginner. I had a friend, a roommate, who was pretty good, and there were a lot of backgammon players hanging out where I used to play chess, very good ones. But I actually never. It's kind of sad, actually. I never mastered, not mastered, never even approached being like a competent backgammon player. I'm like, I'm like in backgammon I would be like an 800 probably. Vibranium has challenged me to rated, but I don't do rated. Vibranium, if you're listening and you're out there on the stream, you can re-challenge me to unrated, aka casual. It's really sad that I didn't learn backgammon though, because I was around a lot of good backgammon players. I mean, I hung out around a lot of really good backgammon players in the background, and I could have easily learned it and never did, sadly. Okay, let's grab a victim from the create a game area. The lobby, otherwise known as the lobby. I love the bar in the lobby. The lobby bar. Well, I mean, that became a problem though in online backgammon. People cheating. Kind of don't know that much about it, but I remember years ago, computers were figuring out backgammon well before chess. Where am I going? Jellyfish or something like that was one of the first programs that was good. at backgammon. Remember Elliot Winslow? I was doing chess commentary with Elliot Winslow, who's an international master from San Francisco. And he's also a master, a very strong master backgammon player. In fact, he might be better in backgammon than chess. I'm not really sure. Also, there's some famous backgammon players from Boston, like Bill Roberti. Dan Harrington, who's a really famous person for being, for winning the World Series of Poker, also was a very strong backgammon player. Anyway, here we go. Play a game, create a game, lobby. Casual. We can also take a challenge from you guys. So that's interesting, Jim, that backgammon is the most popular game in your country. It seems like in most countries, like little old men sit around playing like dominoes or something. I would imagine in Greece it would be like dominoes, something like Balkan. Where does backgammon originate from? Arsenal's challenged me again. He always gets the double games. The Middle East, right? Not that far from Greece, apparently. Then again, chess apparently came from Persia. Easier to learn, you know, maybe it's easier to learn backgammon than chess. You know, not all the pieces, I guess. Kind of like checkers. Okay, let's take these challenges. Bauhaus won. I like the band Bauhaus. Peter Murphy. Still around, actually. Peter Murphy. I think I have his, like, Facebook group or something on my Facebook. Arsenal fan. Alright, we'll play you again. Chinese chess. The river guarding rook. My friend, International Master Joe Fang, he knows a little bit about Chinese chess. Being Chinese. Well, half Chinese. International Master Joe's been out and about, not around the house here. He might come down for a visit though, end of the month. I was always talking about him in the last month or so. He's only half Chinese, so he doesn't know the full secrets of Chinese chess. Arsenal with... Oh man, I should have played something else. In Hungary, actually, I know, oddly enough, a youngish guy who's a bridge pro. I always thought just old people played bridge. This guy, Andrich. One of my poker playing friends. Bridge and poker. So A6. I don't remember what I did last time. I had a game with a different position actually yesterday in my simul against Negro Modelo. Don't invite like professional bridge players to your poker games. It's like just better to find like rich guys on the street or something. Knight on BD7, castles. What are we gonna do? Bishop F4, Knight H5, take the pawn. Bishop F4, Queen E7. I mean, this is probably transposing to a game I had with Attila Parkani. Like 10 years ago. Hungarian IM. I actually prepped for him. Although I don't know anything about this move. What's that about? Everything bagel. I'll have an everything bagel, please. That is crazy, dude. You can do that? So am I supposed to really back off with Bishop C2? I think I'm screwed. I should have backed off with Bishop C2. Okay, I'm not screwed. I'm exaggerating a little bit by saying that, but I felt like I missed the best move there. All right, let's do E5. Masturbate. Poker cards are bigger than bridge cards. Very funny. No, the guy in my poker game, he's a nice guy. He's a good amateur poker player, but he's really, really good at bridge. He like plays in serious tournaments and stuff. There. Arsenal sacked a pawn. An inspired decision. Uber driver voted for knight d2. Wait, where? You wanted to play knight d2 before Uber driver? Nah, that's so mundane. He's gonna just snack on my e4 pawn. It's a Scooby snack. See, that's what I was afraid of, actually. If I do that, I'm probably in trouble. Knight d2, knight e4, knight e4, knight e4, knight e4, whatever. Rook e8, and black is better. I'm red meat there. This is the only line where I'm actually doing pretty well, it looks like. So g4, our favorite move of the day, wins a piece, apparently. The last time I did that against Arsenal fan, I got my butt kicked. But I'm a sucker for g4. I love the grob. I live for the grob, basically. Whole pieces. I'm a sucker for whole pieces. Like pieces for one pawn or pieces for two pawns. I always joked about this guy at the Boylston Chess Club in Boston, a Russian amateur. And I've told the story 100 times. There's always some new people that can hear one of my old stories. There was this guy, and he was 1900 US, and every single game he sacked a piece for two pawns. It was crazy. At his chess club somewhere in the Soviet Union, they taught him that minor pieces were worth two pawns. So it was easy. You just like played him and you just waited for him to sack a piece for two pawns and won. Here we go. We need new stories. All right. I can take out... I was digging through my stuff. I found like truly tasteless jokes. Part 5. What do you guys think? Bob would be into this. Let's see. Cruelty to animals. Female. Alright. Never mind. That's not happening. Cruelty to animals and female anatomy were the first two categories. Okay. Not gonna happen. Knight g3. Politically correct. Yeah, Super Driver. We'll sell it on eBay. Astrobait, you should put up my eBay listing again. Don't forget. You get all kinds of good stuff here. Alright, so King F2, Bishop G3 check, King G3, Rook E3 is version 1. I kind of like that. There's also Bishop takes C3, BC3, Knight E4 check, King G2. Similar to variation A. Thanks, Astrobait. We're not going to read the tasteless jokes on stream, alright? Just... Jim was bored with my story time, so I thought we'd spice it up. We'd spice it up for Jim. How about 95? Let's just do it that way. Very mundane. Mundane and strong. Just take it. Always take. Okay. There is a slight problem here. Besides the neck pain that I'm suffering. How about Queen F3? Queen F3. I mean, obviously Knight D1 is going to have to be an integral part of this thing. Queen f3, Queen e7, only move. And then what? King f2, and we laugh at Arsenal fan and his childish piece sacrifice, I guess. Who will have the last laugh? Guys, I got 10 more minutes for the stream, so we'll have one more game after this. Someone said Queen e2 and Queenside Castle. Yeah, I don't think so. We're going here. An Arsenal fan is missing something. Astrobate saw a Napster hat going for $250 US. I think it's 25. You can get a discount one for 25. Now we're going central. I don't want to help him mobilize. Bishop d4. Knight e4 check, or pawn takes pawn. Knight e4 check. Always posing problems, Arsenal fan. I don't want to mobilize his pieces for him. Crushed me with a piece sacrifice avalanche yesterday. Like a genius. Genialish. Multiple piece sacrifice. Thanks guys for watching. We will be back tomorrow with a password protected tournament that no one will give out the password for under any circumstances. Right? Right. Okay, so rook e1. Rook h7 is a little fancy, but fun. Fancy, fun. Fancy, fun. Too fancy. I choose fancy or fun. And rook h7 did work, but I sort of chickened out at the last moment because I'm running out of time. It wasn't necessarily stronger than the game continuation, so I didn't see a reason to do it. Tomorrow is the password protected Ponda Rapid Arena 11. Is it 11 now? No, it's 10. We're finally to 10. Ponda Arena 10 tomorrow night, 5:30. Guys, this is our last game for today. A get revenge attempt here against Payday. I played b3 the first time. We had a move suggestion of b3. Got to go to the market. Astrobit, are you going to be here all week? Not going anywhere? Fanboy. We had a request for b3, so I played. Actually, I got a great game with b3. All right, I'm not in the mood for a Geller Gambit. Getting kind of hungry and tired. A lot of energy to play e4 there for white. Astrobit's going to be out all week. Funny was just saying yesterday, what? Somebody was just saying yesterday, now black never plays c6, e3 was perfectly possible. But I don't understand what you're talking about, Uber driver. I've never been a believer in the e3 type of setups against the Slav. This is old school. I know that it's pretty much nothing. When I started to learn chess back in the 80s, the Karpov was playing knight h4. That's kind of seen rarely. Here, actually, I'm supposed to play e4, right? I had this game with Wojciech and with Nefedov. We've had multiple games with Nefedov here. This is all book, like knight d5, cd5. Maybe Pide is seriously like one of the other players in the stream. But I have a tremendous score against Pide, like 20, let's see, 19-3. I first remember Beliavsky playing this with white. Knight b8 right away. Why did they play bishop h5? Something wrong here. You're not supposed to play knight b8 right away, are you? You're supposed to play bishop h5, I thought. I mean, there's no Greek gift here. Bishop h7 check, king h7, it loses a piece, no? Oh, wait. It loses a piece. You think this has been done? Okay. Well, why wouldn't everybody do it if knight b8 was a good move, then? That's what I don't understand. I guess we'll lose twice against Pade. He's like a master or something. He's actually 2108 in bullet. I've never had anyone play knight b8 in this position. If I play queen e3, it's almost like, it feels like I lost a tempo or something. I don't understand. I really don't understand. Like, what's the point of this? Why would everybody play bishop h5 if they can play knight b8 instead? I just wasted 2 minutes. I have no solution or answer. I mean, obviously I have other moves. I could play bishop e3, you know, or something lame. Strange. I mean, sometimes it's good just to memorize the theory. I don't know. I actually gave up playing this variation for white a long time ago. I wouldn't play this in a tournament game anymore unless I wanted a draw. I might play it intentionally if I'm playing a slightly higher rated player and I was willing to have a draw. Other than that, I don't think I would play this. It's just harmless. Unless you can really eke out some kind of micro advantage somewhere. But bishop e7 seems surprising as well. Okay, I'm totally not sure. I guess he doesn't know the theory himself, so we're both on our own. But I did lose to Nefedov in a similar position. quite awkwardly. Nephew dog. Good old nephew dog. He doesn't like it when we call him names. Warnaki said, if it ends early, can we go back to Arsenal fans game? The last game? Which Arsenal fan game are you talking about? He's got so many on the stream. So at the end of the day, black has knight b4 type of moves. I can't be dropping my d4 pawn. This seems blocks. Second one, okay. Encyclopedia of Chess Openings has a symbol. The box move. This is like playing God. We're playing God again. A little strong for me. Hard to believe that I have a score of 19-3 against this player. That's a little difficult to understand. If it is indeed the same player, he's playing like a master now. But it is a system where people know the lines, and I mean, some people just don't play bullet. I don't know. I don't play bullet, but I don't have any rating at all. If I did play bullet, I would still be 2000s. I agree. I mean, Pide is not one of those players. There are a lot of people who are like 1400 bullet and 2000. Yeah, there shouldn't be a difference in your ratings of more than 400 points, Arsenal fan. I mean, any competent master, anyone who's like 2200 here should never have a rating like that. A5 is interesting. Before it's too late. Well, I mean, I understand people aren't good with the mouse, but there still should be some correlation. Like, you shouldn't be like 2200 in Blitz and 1400 in Bullet, you know? Or maybe like 2200 chess, 2200 in Blitz and 1800 in Bullet or something like that. Might be reasonable. This is just a draw. It's like a master. This is just a draw. Just gonna offer a draw. I mean, I might be slightly worse now. I don't know. It's objectively a draw. There's no way I'm winning this position. You play Butte on ICC. Chessmaster from Harvard Square. Yeah, I don't know, man. He smoked too much dope. I don't know, dude. Who knows what the long-term effects of smoking dope in your Blitz game is. Not helping, probably. So this game, for example, we have both sides making one inaccuracy. Pide, although he's only 1900 supposedly in Blitz, played like a titled player. I was curious about actually the opening there, though. The theory of this. If we go back to opening book. Here is all known. Yeah, dude. Not one game with knight b8. There may be, though, in the chess-based database or something like that. It is a classic maneuver. But, you know, again, like, why why is knight b8 not a move if there's nothing wrong with it tactically, is the thing that I'm not understanding. Stockfish is in love with f6, which is a move that I was unaware of here. I guess this variation is just not good for white. Yeah. I guess I'm supposed to play rook d1 here. Slightly different move order. So this is actually my bad, you know. I'm thinking of bishop g6, bishop d3. Well, that's a totally different. Yeah, and bishop h5. Okay. No, you know what it is? I'm thinking of this position. I got it confused with this position. Okay, that's why. Because you're supposed to be on h5 in this line. And now I'm trying to play the same thing over here with bishop on g4. So that's what it is. I'm confused. So e5 is just not as good here. And after knight d5, these people, like, it's hard to believe Van Welly got it confused, but he didn't play knight takes d5. Knight e4 is interesting, maybe a move. It's an inaccuracy, though, e5 by me. Okay. My bad. I'm supposed to play rook d1. Alright. But nevertheless, it's funny that e5, knight d5, knight d5, cd5, very similar position. And f6 is apparently very strong. No one's played knight b8, and yet looks like a good move. And I played the best move, queen e3, which maintains equal for white. Last thing before we go, guys, I wanted to just answer Warnaki's question about the last game. My game with Arsenal fan, just castling queenside. In what position? Sorry. It's martini time. I've had a long day. I think move 14 or so. Wait, I'm totally confused. You're talking about the other game? Oh, I could castle queenside? Okay. When I went with my queen f3, you mean? But it's over no matter what. He just lost his chess mind. White just has to be careful. Apparently even like king d2 is good. Yeah. I mean, g4 is just winning. I was reticent, though, because on a previous game, I had played g4 against Arsenal. Yeah, I can't always castle queenside without dropping a piece as well. Okay, guys. That game, by the way, it was, right. So c4 was a dubious move played by Cyril Marzolo, who is a French IM or GM, I think maybe a GM. And they played bishop c2, and I said it, that I thought maybe bishop c2 was the better move. But let's see. So I'm the only one with the guts to play bishop takes. Okay, so he should take the pawn on e4 direct. Duh. This is counterplay. This is the way you got to do it, Arsenal fan. But it's very complicated, it looks like. Rook e8 and knight g5. Fun for the whole family. But that's something for real, you know. Now we're talking. Now we're talking, guys. Craziness. I had a game like this in Las Vegas in a Blitz tournament once. Against a kid or guy. All hell's breaking loose. But I've got an extra piece to give away, so... No, my bad. I should actually respond with Bishop C2. But the known plan for you, Arsenal, is to play for the E5 square here. You're supposed to play Queen E7, Knight H5, Knight E5, and everything just focuses on the dark squares. That's like the accepted plan. I had a draw with the guy, Charles Riordan, once, I think. But, you know, the computer will always say the Benoni is like slightly worse for black or something. C4 is interesting. Good trappy move, though. Okay, guys, I'm going to close it down for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow with the password Protect the Tournament. Don't forget not to give out the password tomorrow. Jim, thank you for support this week. Dragon BC, Merle Dixon, as well as Rufus and Doofus. And thank you guys for subscribing. We will be back tomorrow night at 5:30. The tournament will start at 5:45. Ponda Arena 10. No trolls. See you guys later. Thanks for myself and Macro Ponda. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.